Hi there folks and welcome to Get Strumming. Now today I've been asked to do a special tutorial for the group that I teach, the Shelley Over 60s Ukulele Band. Now we're going to be entering a competition soon and we've had this idea to put together a medley of songs. And the songs are taken from the 1967 Disney film The Jungle Book. So this is for all the ladies and gentlemen that I teach in the ukulele group and for all my subscribers on Get Strumming. Now, unfortunately, because of time constraints and also the fact that I've got work commitments, I haven't had the time to put together all the chords for this song. So what I'm going to do is just explain to you which chords we're going to be using and how to play the chords, just for all you beginners out there. So we're going to be looking at 3 songs. The first one is Colonel Hathy's March, and it goes like this. Oh, the aim of our patrol, here's a question rather droll. For the march and drill over field and hill is a military goal, is a military goal. Okay then, so this piece of music from the film involves the elephants, Colonel Hathi the elephant, and it's like a marching song, as you can tell. And the good news is we're only using 2 chords. So we're going to be using C major and G7. So for anybody out there that doesn't know how to play these chords, here we go. So the C chord, you're going to be using your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. So these are the frets here going all the way up. So there's 1st, 2nd and 3rd fret. And you need to be placing your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 1st string. That's the string closest to the ground. So that's the C major. Then next up we've got a G7. Now the G7 chord involves you using the 3 first fingers, 1st, 2nd, 3rd finger. Your 1st finger goes on the 1st fret, 2nd string. That's the string 2nd closest to the ground. 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. And your 3rd finger goes on the 2nd fret, 1st string. So that's a G7 chord. So what I'm going to do now is I'll play you the entire Colonel Hathy's March, and then we'll break it down into little bits. Up, 2, 3, 4, keep it up. 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4, keep it up. 2, 3, 4. Cut the sound off. Oh, the aim of our patrol is a question rather droll. For the march and drill over field and hill is a military goal, is a military goal. Up, 2, 3, 4, dress it up. 2, 3, 4, by the rank or single file, over every jungle mile. Oh, we stamp and crush through the underbrush in a military style, in a military style. Up, 2, 3, 4, keep it up. 2, 3. Okay then, so if you notice, most of the song is actually occupied by the C major chord. So what I'll do now is play it slower so you can obviously see where the chord changes are. So here we go. So we're starting off with the C chord. If you notice, what I'm doing strumming wise is just simple downstrokes. It doesn't need to be anything complicated. So we're going down, 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 down. Just simple strokes with your 1st finger across the strings, just where the neck meets the body, just there. Okay. So it goes up, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. 2, 3, 4. Cut the sound off. 2, 3, 4. Oh, the aim of our patrol is a question rather. Then we're going to change to the G7. Droll. For the march and drill over field and hill is a military goal, is a military. Then we change to the C. Goal. Up, 2, 3, 4. Dress it up. 2, 3, 4. By the ranks or single file, over every jungle. Then to G7. Mile. Oh, we stamp and crush through the underbrush in a military style, in a military back to C style. stop right there, and you'll see why in a minute. Because what we're going to do now is move on to the second song. Now this is Bare Necessities. Look for the bare necessities. You're going to know that song, aren't you? So here we go. So what I'm going to do first of all, obviously, I show you the chords to this song. So we're going to be using a C major. The next chord, so we know how to play a C major because we've just been using that. The next chord is an F major. So you're going to be using your first and second fingers. So your first finger goes on the first fret, second string. Remember, that's the string second closest to the ground. Then your second finger goes on the second fret, fourth string, that's the string closer to your face. So that's an F major. So there you go, there's an F. Then the next chord we're looking at is an A major. So it's a little bit like an F major, only your first finger goes on the first fret, third string, and your second finger is on the second fret, fourth string. So that's an A major chord. Good. The next chord is a D minor. So it's a bit like an F chord, again, only you're placing your third finger next to your second finger. So it's first finger, first fret, second string, second finger, second fret, fourth string, third finger, second fret, third string. That's a D minor chord. Okay. And next up we've got a G chord. Now this is like a G7 chord, but upside down. It's like a V shape or an upside down triangle shape. So what you're doing to play a G chord is first finger, second fret, third string, second finger, second fret, first string, and third finger, third fret, second string. So you've got this kind of V shape. So that's the G major chord. We've also got an A minor chord. So easy chord this, so you're just using your second finger, second fret, fourth string, and that's an A minor chord. And also in this song we've got a C7, so that's using your first finger on the first fret, first string, so right up here, that's C7, another nice easy chord. The next chord we're going to use is a D7. Now there's a couple of ways you can play a D7. You can play it as a bar chord, and when we call it a bar chord, it means that one of your fingers is crossing right across all the way across all the strings. So your first finger will go all over the second fret there. If you notice, I'm just using my thumb to really help clamp down that first finger there. And my third finger goes on the third fret, first string. So that's a D7. Or you can play an easier version, which is using your second finger, second fret, fourth string, third finger, second fret, second string. So that's an easier D7, more tricky D7. Okay then, so what we're going to do now is have a look at the song. So I'm going to play Bare Necessities for you in its entirety. Okay then. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, all Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Stop wherever I wander, wherever I roam. Couldn't be fonder in my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Okay then, so that's the second song. So as you can see, a little bit more tricky now, obviously, because we've got so many more chords to use. But don't worry, I'm going to take it really slow, so hopefully you should be able to keep up with me, find out where all the chord changes are. All right then, so what we're going to do now, you've got what is called an anacrusis, so there's no chords on this bit, you just sing, look for the, so there's no chord there, you just sing, look for the, and then when it goes to bare necessities, that's when you start strumming. Now if you notice again, I was keeping the strumming really simple, just simple downstrokes, just like that. There's no need to overcomplicate it. So here we go, so we're starting with the C chord, look for the bare necessities, then to F, simple bare necessities, for, and then to C, get about your, and then A, worries and your, D minor, strife, then to G, I mean, and then to C, bare necessities, old, then to F, Mother Nature's recipes, that, then to C, brings the A minor, banner, then D minor, necessities, G, of, then to C, life, then stop. Now we're into the next verse, wherever I, so there's a pause there, it's called an anacrusis, where you start singing but you don't play anything, wherever I, and then we're going to go to the G chord now. So there's the G chord. Wander wherever I, and then to C, roam. I couldn't be, then to G, fonder of my big, then to C, home, to C7, the bees are, and then to F, buzzing in the, then to D minor, tree, to make some, then to C, honey, just for, then A minor, me. Then we're just going to do one strum on each chord now. When D minor, you look under the, then D7, rocks and plants, and one strum on G, take a glance at the, then one strum on G7, fancy ants, then we're going to start strumming again on the C chord, then maybe try a major, few, the banner, and then D minor, necessities of, then to G, a life will come to, then back to C, you, and stop. Then we go to that little anacrusis where you don't play, you just sing. Look for the, and then start singing on bare necessities and start playing on the C. Bare necessities, then to F, simple bare necessities, for, then back to C, get about your, and then A, worries and your, D minor, strife, and G, I mean, then to C, bare necessities, that's, then to F, why a bear can rest at ease, with, back to C, just the A minor, banner, D minor, necessities, G, of, and then to C, live, then two strums on F, then one strum on C, and then we stop. Okay then. Now, if anybody at home is thinking, well, you might be playing it slow as far as you're concerned, but for me that's still too quick, don't worry. There's a really useful function on these YouTube videos. It's a YouTube function. And what you do, you go to the top right hand side of the screen. There are 3 vertical dots. Press on those dots and it'll take you to a playback function menu. So you go back to playback, and then you'll then be guided to a section where you'll find playback speed. Press on playback speed and go to, I think it's 0.75. Click on that. It goes up and down in increments. Go to 0.75. Press on that and it should slow the video down just enough for you to be able to take in what I'm saying, because I do realise sometimes I go a little bit too quick for some people. So that's a really useful function. Okay, right. So we've done the first two songs. Now we're going to move on to one of my favourites. I love this one, and this is I Want to Be Like You. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do now is go through the chords first of all. So first of all, we've got an E7. We haven't played the E7 before. It's a bit of a tricky chord because you've got to get right up here and your hands sort of getting in the way of the headstock really. An E7 is like this. First finger, first fret, fourth string. That's the string closer to your face. Second finger, second fret, third string. And third finger, second fret, first string, string closer to the ground. That's an E7. If you notice very carefully, I've really got to crane my wrist right round over the headstock to get this chord. It's not an easy chord to play. I still find it's a bit of a pain, really, and I've been playing for years. So if you find it tricky, don't worry, it's completely normal. So this is the E7 chord. Then we've got an A minor. So if you remember from the last song, A minor is using your second finger on the second fret, fourth string. Okay. And then we've got G7 again. So I'll just go through the G7 chord. First finger, first fret, second string. Second finger, second fret, third string. And third finger, second fret, first string. So you got this triangle shape here. So that's the G7. So and then we've got an A7 now. Nice easy chord, A7. Just use your first finger on the first fret, and that's on the third string. So that's an A7. Nice easy chord. Then we've got the D7 again. So again, you can play it two ways. The tricky way, which is using your first finger to bar across the second fret, using your thumb to press down there. Your third finger, third fret, first string. Or you can play the easier version where you use your second finger on the second fret, fourth string, third finger, second fret, second string. So that's the easy D7. Then we've got obviously C major, third finger, third fret, first string. And that appears to be it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is play this song in its entirety, and then obviously I'll go through where the chord changes are in a second. Now I'm the king of the swingers, or the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man in my cup and stroll right into town and be just like the other man. I'm tired of mucking around. Oh, ooh-be-doo, I wanna be like you. Ooh, wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see it's true, and it like me. Could learn to be human too. Now don't try to keep in my cup, I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my dream come true. Oh, now give me the secret man cup, clue me what to do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like you. Oh, ooh-be-doo, wanna be like you. Like you too. You see it's true, and it like me. You learn to be like someone like you. You learn to be like someone like you. skiddly dee. Okay, so that was I Want to Be Like You. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to play the E7 for the word now. So here we go. So you've got your E7 at the ready and you just do one down strum on E7. Now. And then we're going to go to the A minor. And now I'm going to show you the strumming for this, because the strumming for this one is a little bit more lively, a little bit more ebullient than the strumming for the other two, the previous two songs. So it goes like this. Touch, down, down, up, down. Touch, down, down, up, down. So what I'm doing here is using my first finger and I'm touching the fourth string, the bottom string here. And then I'm doing a clear downstroke, down, and then a down up, and then a down. So it's touch, down, down, up, down, 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 touch, down, down, up, down. So you get this nice little bouncy rhythm. Touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. Okay, so obviously we've got the now. I'm the king of the swingers on the jungle VI. And then we're going to go from the A minor back to the E7. P. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering. And then back to the A minor. Me. I want to be a man cub. I'm strong right into. Then back to the E7. Town. And be just like the other man. I'm tired of mucking her. Then back to A minor. Round. And then we're going to go to the G7. Do one strum on the G7. Oh. And then to the C. Ooh be doo. I want to be like. Then to A7. You. I wanna. Then to D7. Walk like you, then to G7, talk like you, then to C, 2, and then one down strum on G7, you'll see it, and then back to the C, true, an A like, then to A7, me, can, then D7, learn to be. G7, human, then to C, 2, stop, then one down strum on E7, now, then to A minor, don't try to kid me, man cub, I made a deal with, then E7, you, what I desire is man's red fire to make my dreams come. Back to A minor. True. Give me the secret, man cub. Come on now, clue me what to do. And then to E7. Do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like. And then to A minor. You. Then one down strum on G7. Oh. And then back to the C. Ooh, be do. Wanna be like, then to A7, you. I wanna, then D7, walk like you. Then G7, talk like you. Then to C, 2. G7, one down strum on G7. You'll see it, then back to C. True, an A like, then to A7, me. Can D7, learn to be. Then G7, like someone like. Then back to C, you. Then A7, D7, can learn to be. G7, like someone like. Back to C, you. Oh, one more A7 time. Can D7, learn to be. G7, like someone like C, me, skiddly D, and then one final downstroke on the C. Bam. And there you go. Okay then, so you're probably thinking now, my brain hurts! Don't worry, it's absolutely normal. It's a really tricky medley, but with a bit of practice, I'm sure you'll get there. Now, what I'm going to do now is show you how to play the medley in its entirety. Now, if you look between each song, there's a kind of pivotal, can't even say it, pivotal moment where we kind of stop, or there's a pivot chord. So, see if you can tell where they are. So here we go. So I'm going to start off with the Colonel Hathy's March. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. 2, 3, 4. Cut the sound off. Oh, the aim of here's a question rather droll. For the march and drill over field and hill is a military goal. Is a military goal. Up, 2, 3, 4. Dress it up. 2, 3, 4. By the ranks or single file over every jungle mile. Always stamp and crush through the underbrush in a military style. In a military style. Up, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. 2, 3. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, all Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of mucking around. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you, Oh, I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see, it's true, and it like me. Ooh, could learn to be human too. Now, don't try to keep me man cub. I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire, make my dream come true. Oh, now give me the secret man cub. Come on now, clue me what to do. Give me the power of man's red fire, so I can be like you. Oh, ooby-doo, wanna be like you. Yeah, wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see, it's true, and it like me. Could learn to be like someone like you. Could learn to be like someone like you. Oh, one more time. Could learn to be like someone like me. Skiddly-dee. Okay, so that's the medley in its entirety. Now, did you notice the bits where the song, where the medley kind of has these pivotal moments between each song? I'll just show you. So, the end of Colonel Hathy's march, we've got up, 2, 3, 4, dress it up, 2, 3. Then we stop, and then it goes, look for the, and then so that little pause there acts as a pivot between Colonel Hathy's march and Bare Necessities. Then we've also got it at the end of Bare Necessities, where it goes, the simple bare necessities, the bare necessities of life will come to you. Sorry, I've got the wrong line there. I'll just have a look again. We're just the bare necessities of life, FFC. Now, and that's your little pivotal chord there, the E7. Now, and then we go into the A minor. I'm the king of the swingers. So that E7 is really important there because it acts as a hinge between Bare Necessities and I Want to Be Like You. So I'll just do that last line again. We're just the bare necessities of the life, FFC, E7. I'm the king of the swingers. So there you go. So they link, that E7 helps to link both songs together. Okay then, so what have I taught you this session? Not a lot, I'm sure you're saying at home. Right, we've got 3 songs in a medley. Now, what a medley is used for? Well, a medley is a really good way of linking songs together in a format which carries the audience along and makes the audience think, oh, which song are we going to have next? And it really helps to keep the concert moving. So I love occasional medleys. And it also, the benefit of having a medley within a concert means that people aren't having to stop and turn pages because you've got several songs all in one go. So, as I said, we've got the Colonel Hathy's March, which is a nice simple one because you're only using your C and G7 chords. Then it gets a little bit more complicated with Bare Necessities because you've got obviously C, A, F, D minor, G, etc. And then a little bit more complicated with I Want to Be Like You, simply because it's got that kind of ebullient beat, that down, 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 touch, down, 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 touch, down, down, down. So you're touching the bottom string with your finger, kind of flicking it, touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. Whenever you're learning a new strumming pattern, always start off really slow. So in this case, you go touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. And gently, once you've got the rhythm in your head, just speed it up. Touch, down, 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 touch, down, 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 touch, down, down, down. Okay, so have fun with that, and maybe you're part of a ukulele group and you've just seen this and you might think, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. Please give it a go, and also if you really enjoy it, then post it on YouTube and send me a link because I'd love to see other ukulele groups play this medley. And thanks very much for joining me, and thank you to Phil Slater from the Shelley Over 60s ukulele group for suggesting this tutorial. I've really enjoyed going through it, and as I say, I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to put all the chords on. Normally I'd get the chords on, but just because of time constraints and because I've been busy with work, I haven't been able to do it, but hopefully I should have been able to give you enough pointers there on how to play this medley. So thanks very much, and don't forget, keep on strumming.